Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about how much is enough. How many comic books does it take to be happy, to complete the collection? How much is enough? The inspiration for this video was a video I saw on Instagram from an account called Dr. Brady Comics. In this video, he's showing numerous Incredible Hulk 181s in grades ranging from low grade to a 9.6 in all different grading encapsulations. After seeing this, I was just scratching my head thinking, how do you get to the point where you not only own one Incredible Hulk 181 in a high grade, but that many just total? Before I delve into this, I kind of want to paint the picture of who this individual is. I have talked to this guy several times, and I've actually asked him to be on the channel. This guy is like an Instagram influencer, and he's most known for his work that he's done with Steve-O.
This has been a disaster zone as well. I made a whole video about all the fake teeth I've been through. Looking good, feeling good. Now here's where shit gets crazy.
Steve-O possibly has one of the most infamous smiles in Hollywood, and Dr. Brady is the one that fixed his dentition. If you don't know who Dr. Brady is, here's some clips of some of the content that he makes.
There's some hoes in this house, there's some hoes in this house, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house, there's some hoes in this house, there's some hoes.
Giving him 2 3-unit bridges, a filling, and the dental implant with the crown to replace a molar. He's given me this. Star Wars #1 from 1977. Part of the Marvel comic universe, actually, so it's a combination of 2 worlds. Highly sought after, very collectible book, and the cherry on top, my friends, is the grade at a 9.8. Essentially, it's mint condition. Okay, very, very unique. Okay, almost 50-year-old comic book, pristine condition. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Dr. Brady, you got ripped off. No. It's a deal for everybody, all right? So he comes in, and the treatment was going to cost him, like, I don't know, $9,000. Already a good deal. My prices are already super competitive.
So Dr. Brady is obviously not afraid to put himself out there. In one of his recent posts, he kind of is selling things. He sells things on Instagram. And in this post, he's selling some massive comic books. After looking at that post, I was just scratching my head thinking, he's selling these to get other grails. And the books he's selling are books that I would assume many, if not all of you, and including me, they would be the best comic book in my collection. Now, obviously this guy is making big bucks, but what leads somebody to not have the fulfillment or the enjoyment or the satisfaction or the desire for wanting more than what that is? I'm not sure. Another inspiration for this video was a YouTube channel called the Next Gen Collector. And the Next Gen Collector, in one of his most recent videos, says something that I found to be very profound.
I have so many books piled up. It's been absolutely ridiculous how many books I have. I have a spending problem, that's for sure. But hopefully, this month is going to be good for me, obviously, to do all my stuff. But it'll be good for my comic brain to kind of stop in being in the buying mindset. And I'll let my wallet chill. And hopefully when I come back, I'll be just happy with what I have for a little bit. I'm sure we all can relate to that.
Next Gen Collector basically says that he has a spending problem and that he wishes that he could just be happy with what he has at the time. This really kind of hit home for me because not too long ago, I was in that same type of situation where I kept buying, I kept searching, I kept going on Instagram, I kept going to conventions, kept buying. And I think it was, I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't getting satisfaction from my collection. I wasn't stepping back and just looking at what I have and appreciating it.
You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it. Just look.
I think this is kind of crucial for all collectors. And I know a lot of people have said, well, Sticky Goose, you're just burnt out. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I read comic books every single day, literally. There are days where I'll just spend 2 or 3 days and I'll read an entire omnibus, just sitting for hours and reading. So to say that I'm burned out on the hobby is not true. Now, the collecting, the idea of stockpiling more and more keys and stockpiling runs and stuff, yeah, I would say that I am past that and don't really want to do that at this point. But this idea that it's never enough, this comparison. I will say this, Instagram is possibly one of the worst things a comic book collector can be a part of. And the reason being, you know, it's awesome to see all the stuff people have and to see the stuff that's being sold and at great prices sometimes. But holy crap, are you comparing yourself to other people at all times? The jealousy, the looking at something and saying, man, I wish I had that. And a lot of people are probably saying, you need to be. I mean, that's human nature, that drive, that drive to do more, to get the next thing. But there's also something to be said for appreciating what you have. Many of you I know have excellent collections, but you continue to still go out there, try to find the next book, try to find the next thing. I've made videos talking about this before, that the hunt is better than the haul. The idea of going out and finding the thing brings more satisfaction and enjoyment than the actual thing being here. I recently talked to another physician, an orthopedic surgeon in my area, and he is building this massive extension on his already huge lake home. And it's like got a pool and like a deck and like this whole area. And I'm just, he was telling me about this, and you could hear when he was telling me this, it had been rehearsed. Like he had told this to many people. And he said he put his mother-in-law up on the 3rd floor. And I said, you put your mother-in-law up on the 3rd floor? How's she going to get up there? And he says, well, that's what the elevator's for. And at that point, I was looking at him and I was like, yeah, I mean, I get it. And a lot of people can afford that kind of stuff. It's just, is that going to make you happy? Is that what you're working for? Is that why you're spinning the hamster wheel? Is that why you're grinding and toiling away to get to that, to get the elevator in the house for your 3rd floor mother-in-law? Like, I don't know. I saw a lot of parallels between that and the comic book collecting addiction, call it what it is, that so many people have. Once you get that bug, I have an addictive personality. I when I get into something, I go full in, and that is definitely true with comics. It's possibly one of the most addicting things that I've ever been a part of. And then you combine that with the Instagram and the comparison, and then the idea that you need to have this book, or you should have this book, and then mix it all up with this YouTube crap, which has been integral part of my comic book career, which that's another video for another day. Yeah, you have some sort of mesh where you lose sight of the appreciation of what you have. If I ever get to the point where I'm selling the grails that Dr. Brady has to try to get another grail that is better than those type of books, like best books in most collections, all those books he was selling, I would say I probably need to hang it up, because you're chasing the dragon. Like, I mean, it's not, you're never going to get real fulfillment from that. Guys, what do you guys think? Am I totally off base here? Is this something that you've thought about? Let me know. If at any point in time you like this video, give it the thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Take care.